You want to start with Bryce Young first? Since he's always the focal point, he's the number one pick.
I'll be honest, it's probably overall the shortest conversation because... Oh, no.
Pun intended?
Oh, no. Okay. I mean, listen.
He did look.
And my confidence level in him, I ended the game with my confidence level in him being higher than it was on Monday night.
Yeah.
However, the Monday night game, it was, at a negative level. He had a few moments I liked. Mm-hmm. But overall, this game, they got a few first downs in a row. It sent a tingle through my spine.
So there are times, and I hate this. I hate this because I really tried to view it a different way. I really tried to give it a go. Like, there are short quarterbacks in the NFL. There are. There have been, and they've been successful. Drew Brees, Russell Wilson. There's a handful of them out there.
That's not helping.
I know it's not helping. But none of them look the way that Bryce Young looks when the pocket is collapsing or when they do the field level shot.
He looks like a little kid.
He looks like a kid.
Yes. Including his facial expressions sometimes.
Yeah.
Which also scares me. He sometimes makes faces that I would probably make when...
But that gets to the larger conversation.
Yeah.
Because I think that's where it needs to go with the Carolina Panthers. Talking specifically about Bryce Young right now.
And like breaking down how he's playing, breaking down tape is kind of...
to me, if you're gonna come at it from a Bryce Young perspective specifically, and trying to make this argument he's a bust or he's not a bust or yada yada yada, you try to have these strong takes on the play of Bryce Young, like, you can't take that sack. Okay, cool, I get that. Good quarterback. You got to be better. But here's my question to this response: seeing Bryce Young take a sack or seeing Bryce Young in a crucial fumble. Let me ask you this. Where's he supposed to throw it?
Exactly.
Does he truly have time to make some of these decisions too, as the offensive line continues to crumble around him and Ike Ekwonu continues to regress this season after strong play in the back half of the year? Okay.
I don't understand, Icky. Why?
So I
love you.
And then there's other issues, as in, does the coaching staff, does Frank Reich specifically, do Bryce Young a disservice by being as confused as they seem to be in trying to get plays in and having the play clock run down all the way to the end?
Such Ron Rivera energy there.
Calling timeouts.
That was like Ron and Cam. That would happen routinely with Cam Newton, right?
Yes, it would happen all the time.
Yeah.
And what kind
of burning a timeout that you need? Yeah.
What kind of vanilla offense are you running?
What's so complicated?
I don't understand.
I'm sorry.
Well, hold on a second. What's so complicated? Why did they draft Bryce Young?
I don't know anymore.
They loved his processing. Remember the video game that he was all about?
It's so weird to me in hindsight because, like, to be fair to them, did they think the offensive line would be this terrible? I don't think so. And to be fair to them, I didn't either, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Did I think it would be great? Of course not. Like, I'm not an idiot. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, by the end of last year, they were playing at a far higher level. We were seeing young guys really show their promise and kind of become more consistent. And all of a sudden this year, it's just a mess.
Well, Steve Wilkes knew what they wanted to be.
Well, that's true. They don't have an identity.
And so
they do have an identity, and it's terrible offense.
And that's what gets back to Frank Reich. Frank Reich was sold with his incredible brain trust of a coaching staff of overthinking things or simply not trusting Bryce Young. So what are you trying to do here? What is your identity? If Bryce Young is this guy that you actually gave up a lot to move up and take him number one, because you were sold on his ability to process, why are you running such vanilla offense? Why are you essentially micromanaging what Bryce Young can and cannot do as they set things up for a check down to end up having him throw a bunch of screens? Josh Klein on Twitter, big Panthers guy.
Mm-hmm. Really good.
He pulled up the next gen stats and he pulled a Succession meme out of it. Because if you look on YouTube, you see the next gen stats, this diagonal line of green dots, in all of the screen passes that they ended up resulting in. And it shows the eldest boy really, really sad from Succession that things are not going his way. So I really thought it encapsulated seeing that image and going, what the hell are the Panthers doing right now? And that would be my biggest question. What are you? And should Frank Reich be the one calling the plays?
No. I can answer the second question first. No. Like, I'm sorry, it's not working.
It's not working.
Like anything would be better than this. It has to be.
Here's Frank Reich after the game.
Right, very little down the field today. A lot of screens, a lot of things around the line of scrimmage. What prompted that? What did you see out there? Because it didn't seem like there was a lot going on deep down the field.
Yeah, I mean, it was, because of their alignment, because of the threat of a blitz, you had to build in some short stuff and be ready. It's kind of similar to what the Chargers did last week. They had 400 yards passing, and most of it was just short dink and dunk. I'm not going to go into all the strategy and reasons why that is.
Oh, it's too advanced for
you got to have a mix. We had some shots called. We had a few shots called. Some we had to check out of for various reasons.
I know one.
We got the one penalty on the one deep shot that we took. So we just got to execute better overall.
That's Frank Reich after the game.
What?
It's like you're speechless over there.
I love that he threw in the whole, I'm not going to get into all the strategy.
He does that a lot. It is interesting.
It seems like he's phony in a different way than Matt Rule was phony. Whereas Matt Rule was like all corporate speak phony. It's like Frank Reich is like football speak phony.
Yes.
It's like, we're not stupid,
Yeah. It is interesting you bring that up, because I actually had that thought in watching the press conference yesterday, in that Matt Rule routinely got roasted for, I got to check the tape. And he would just stumble over himself, and shout out to Candace Cooper.
Or he would be like, I've really got these. We're really turning the corner.
Well,
I'm sure of it.
Frank Reich
it looks
said that
better
too.
than it seems.
But the one thing but the difference between Frank Reich and Matt Rule, and shout out to Candace Cooper, you knew that Matt Rule was spinning a tail when he started to speed up his speech.
Oh, yeah.
And he started kind of going like Elmer Fudd, like right. And that would be the end of it.
Yeah.
Frank stumbles into self-owns in blunt terms.
So many times.
It's pretty interesting to hear him talk. So he was asked about the inability to get the play in on time, the inability for the offense to look prepared at the snap. I mean, procedural penalties aside, because that right now, to me, it's right now the Panthers' biggest issue is coaching.
P.S. We've seen 10 years of this.
We have.
Like literally. That's why it's so frustrating for people like me and others like me who are sick.
So that to me is the part that you want to talk about Bryce Young, knock yourself out.
Yeah.
It's not like he's overwhelming you with incredible play.
No, am I sure about him? Absolutely not.
However, ask yourself this. Are the Carolina Panthers setting Bryce Young up to succeed? And if your answer is anything other than no, then
you're not paying attention.
I'd like to know what game you're watching at this point.